Welcome back to the broadcast. Okay, did you make it through Thanksgiving without any fits from the kids and any bad manners? Okay, well, Christmas is right around the corner, so we're going to talk manners again with Elise McVeigh. She's here with some tips on how to wrangle the kids and keep everybody behaving during the holidays, right?
Yes, and I think that the biggest challenge is opening gifts.
Oh, boy.
So, for example, when my kids were young, I would not let them open gifts at their own birthday parties because I was so terrified of what they would say. So
I do the same thing.
It's scary because you just don't know.
You don't know what they're going to say.
I had one go, I already got that 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the common responses you get is, I already have this, or
I don't like it.
I don't like it, or I wanted something else.
You gotta love the no filter thing.
No filter,
though, right?
So something that I do in my classes is I actually wrap a gift, and then I put something in there, and I'll say to the child, all right, this is something that you didn't want. What do you say? And I tell them all they say is, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them will try to go on and on. Oh, I really like it. And they're like, no, you're lying.
Yeah.
So all you have to say is
Thank
you.
you.
And that's it. And so I think role playing is so important. And if you can get your children to do that, or you can go on my website, and I have actually a clip of wacky Professor Manner doing it the wrong way, but sort of teaches you how to do it. And after kids watch that clip, they always get it.
Can we talk quickly about your classes and your
sure.
website, and then we'll get back to more of the manners tips?
Sure. So I've been teaching in Dallas for about 11 or 12 years, manners classes for kids. I do a camp at ESD every year, and then I'll do it actually out of my home. But so I just had a holiday camp, for example. I'll probably have one in January because people set goals and think, oh, this year my kid is going to have good manners.
Yeah.
And then I'll do some long ones in the summer. But my website is mrsmcveighsmanners.com.
Love
so
it.
it's easy to get
And
to.
it's really almost a lost art. I mean, back in the day when I was growing up, I knew a lady who was really big into manners, and she taught manners to us at school. But it seems like as time has gone on and the way our society is and the way the kids are behaving, it's becoming more and more acceptable just to have bad behaving children.
Yes, I agree with that. And something we try to do in the class is make it goofy and fun. So we do a lot of role playing, we move around, we'll do a workbook, and then we'll go and watch a DVD clip, and then we'll do some more role playing and just sort of back and forth, because otherwise kids just get very bored. So you have to make it fun.
How do you handle this situation? Because it does happen occasionally where your kiddo does get a gift and they aren't very appreciative of it. What's the lesson there? How do you teach them that lesson? It's one thing to say, thank you, but we have a generation of underappreciative kids. How do you teach them that?
Entitled kids.
Exactly. How do you teach them that lesson?
I always say to my children, someone went to a lot of trouble to pick this gift out for you. So even if you don't like it, you need to be appreciative and say thank you. And I always tell them, keep this bad thought in your head. No one wants to hear it, because I have one especially who will just say anything, and we all say, that's so inappropriate. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
I will strangle you when we get home.
Yeah, but I think that you just have to keep on saying that over and over again. Be appreciative of everything you have, because not everyone gets everything that you
you take it away. Is that good or bad?
Well, if they don't like it, they don't care.
Give it to
Well,
somebody
I
who
think
does
they
like
do
it.
care. That's the thing. I think my kids do care. If you threaten that, even if it's something, well, I'll take it. You know what I mean? And it seems to work sometimes.
I think that that's fine.
Okay.
If that works, I think it's great. And also the other thing is make sure they always write a thank you
I was
note.
just going to ask you
And
that.
I'll
Yes.
admit, we're so bad at that.
That's
and we've
another
got to
lost
get better.
art.
Now,
That's
don't tell
another
me you
lost
get
art.
those fill in the blank thank you notes.
I will tell you that, I mean, to be honest, we don't even do that. Sometimes it's just busy and there's so many kids and there are 500 presents, and the kids did tear through them, so we weren't sure who came from what and what came from whom.
I think we're all
it's
guilty. I think
hard.
we're all
Yeah.
guilty of
Yes,
that. And it goes back
absolutely.
to how this generation and the generations after are carrying on and not keeping up with traditions that are manner-based.
Yes. So something that I'll try to do is either have someone, just like at a wedding shower or a baby shower, someone keeps a list with all the different, Grandma gave this and Aunt Nicole gave that, or just put the card, make sure the card goes back with the gift even opened, and that way it'll be easier to remember.
Sure.
But I always say that thank you note should be at least 5 lines, and as soon as a child is old enough to write themselves, then they need to write it. Otherwise, I would write it for them, with them, and say, well, what should we say? I'll write it for you. And then usually
Let them
around
write their name.
2 or 3, they can get something out that looks like their name.
A scribble, at
I
least.
think that's
Sometimes that
important.
helps too if you get them some fun stationery.
Absolutely,
Or something they're
yes.
excited about using.
With their name
right?
on it.
Maybe
or
let
something.
them pick it out.
Yeah.
Yes. I always have monogram stationery for my kids, and they just think that that's great.
Love
Elise,
it.
thank you for all these tips. unfortunately, we forget that these are important things for our kids to know. And it's, again, mrsmcveigh.manners.com, your website, right?
MrsMcVeigh'sManners.com,
I
yes.
love it.
And she's got a bunch of tips, and you can sign up for classes, all sorts of good stuff. Okay, more broadcast when we come back.